Wakey, wakey,
That's not
time
joke
for
either.
the snakey.
Wakey, wakey, beans and rice on a platey.
Beans and rice, good meal.
No. Incredible meal. Should be the basis of most meals.
Bro. Go on, James, give us a...
No, shut the fuck up.
Come on, give us the craziest episode yet.
No, you've ruined that.
What have I done? What have I,
You've both
what have I
ruined that.
done?
You've
What, just beat
jointly
you in a
ruined
race,
the
that's it?
energy. You've ruined the vibe.
How? By being...
Luckily it's video, so you can see in focus what's happening.
Good afternoon, morning, evening, or night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this episode of Media Posdact. This is episode 253 plus 2.
It's just completely rotten off the number, dude.
273 plus 2.
Yeah, there you go. That's the real number. Is this mullet warfare, or is this inherently linked, or is this Lil Mama in charge?
No, do you know this crappy radio station was it? There's a crappy radio station in the UK, and the host on the breakfast show hosts a podcast, and he decides the title of the podcast episode directly off just random funny things, and it's not funny. You shouldn't pick the episode of the podcast or the next one. You shouldn't tell people that you should vote in and pick. No, don't bother asking us about what podcast name you're gonna pick. When you're sitting at that computer gooned out your face at 7-10 in the morning, you just pick whatever one intrigues you at that time.
Well, now and again
If you
I'll message
plan
you and
stuff,
ask,
if you try
Which
to
one's
plan
better,
it.
Cloud of Sound or Pulled into Iris?
Both cringe, both bad.
well, no, that's why I need, like...
Out of those two, I'd say pulled into Iris.
What about Obsessive Compulsive Order?
That one.
I like that one.
No, that is better.
Because I invented that and not James.
No, you invented addicted to Alzheimer's disease.
Bruh.
Yeah, man. Before we get too deep into this episode, I'm Jamie. Alex to my clear left and James to my clear right. For you, it will be James to my clear left and Alex to my clear right.
And especially if you're listening, I'm on the left, James is on the left or right.
Yes, and speaking of listening, the reason we are available audio only is thanks to the wonderfully beautiful patrons over at Patreon.
Patreons.
Even that, yes.
Like a wicked Patronus.
When are we gonna get
Like
a free DO mic?
What?
So the audio listeners can
James, you
hear.
just gotta do one of these.
No,
Baby.
so that then when you talk, they can hear it on their left, and when I talk, I'm on the right.
See, to me, I'm up to the individual deciding how they interpret art. So if they want Alex to be on the left, when Alex speaks, plug your right ear.
Well, I think you can actually
Doesn't
do one of
work
these
like that.
things where it's like, hey, right now, I'm right in your left. And hey, right now, I'm right in your right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then
it's
the
called
brain
mixing.
does the compensation. It's like,
Well, no, I was gonna tweak it when
Oh,
in
really?
editing.
like the Beatles.
like Paul McCartney.
Very cool. Very
Hope
cool.
for the future.
It's coming soon enough.
I want to see him do that live. Does he do that live, do you think?
That man isn't alive.
My extremely controversial take is Beatles. Ha.
I'm pretty sure I actually noted down ages ago James's opinion on the Beatles. Because I knew you were anti-Beatles, when I've always been quite pro-Beatles. Some beautiful songs in there. My Guitar Gently Weeps. Now go on, critique that song.
Yeah, go on.
Never listened to it.
Oh, I see how it is. I'll give you Lelo Submarine. I'll give you that one.
That's a good song.
No.
It genuinely is.
We all live in...
Ba 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 da ba da ba da. Ba,
It's
ba,
more of
da,
like a
ba,
chant.
da. Ba ba da ba da.
Don't you think?
Ba 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 da ba da ba da. Get that out your head.
But do you think a song being earwormy inherently makes it good? Because I don't think so.
No, it doesn't make it good, but it makes it a song.
an annoying one.
Bear, 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 bear.
Yeah.
Bear, bear.
Come on, James, join. I know you love Bear Bear. You can do it. Combine your two favourite things, Bear Bear and the Beatles. Sing your favourite Beatles song with the new lyrics. What's your favourite Beatles song? Yes, Bear Bear Bear.
Mine's
My Bear Bear seems so...
mine's the Jaded Mix.
What's the jaded mix of
It's better than every single thing Beatles have ever done.
What's the Jaded mix? What do you mean?
jaded mix of hope for the future?
The Jaden Smith mix.
Yeah. The Jaded Mix.
Okay. Cool.
It's not my fault you don't appreciate true art.
Tell you what I do appreciate. A clean, nice, beautiful house.
Cool.
Maintained. House cleaned. Cleaned house.
Oh, this is going to be a controversial one.
Do you really think so?
Well, yeah, we went in last week on people.
Yeah, we had a few conversations last episode we need to address, and said here housekeeping
Alex,
segment.
what have you said today? What have you done?
What have I said? What have I said?
Yeah.
More like what Jim said.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It's time to
we'll get
drag
into
you
it.
through the dirt.
I very rarely say anything.
Who gets the most addressals in the housekeeping
James.
segment? Think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Erner.
James preaches the most truths, I'm afraid.
Yeah, and I don't need to back them up.
The kind of hard truths that The Rock posts on his Instagram type truths.
Yeah.
Facebook.
Bro, both
And
the
Facebook.
same
Yeah,
on
they're owned by the
on the
same-
metaverse and all the
Yeah.
subsidiaries. Okay, let's wrap up some of the conversations from the last episode. Gits Industries is going to get us going. The new visual flares in JAR demonstrates a distinct change to experimentalism. Top notch. You're clearly taking notes from the MCU as transition to auteur cinema.
I'm just trying to make Martin Scorsese proud.
Yes. James McComb as our next one. It's wild how Alex is supposedly a target for door salesmen because he's easy to scam, and here we have Jamie and James trying to pawn off the pisser onto him. We didn't talk about the actual scam.
Did we not talk about the
I don't
scam?
think we actually talked about the scam.
What scam?
What scam?
Do you even know about the scam?
Oh, what? You got scammed?
No, I nearly got scammed.
Oh, I thought you did get scammed.
No, is this the scam? You fell for one scam.
I fell for one
because-
scam.
You did. You actually fell for a fucking scam.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because
So here's how it happened, right? I'll tell you the scam story. You know, well, anyone who owns a mobile phone, they're gonna be getting those messages, those texts, those random texts from companies numbers claiming to be companies of some sort.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah, your Amazon package actually needs to be rescheduled or whatever. Click this link to find out how. And in a moment of weakness, I click one.
because you were actually expecting something, mind. You were.
Well, I was
actually-
in one of those half minds where I was focusing on something. I get the text come up on screen. I think, oh yeah, I do actually have a package. That's annoying. I've got to like reschedule it or whatever. I'm like, do it. I go through the form, pay the £1, reschedule delivery, not
Ooh.
realizing what I've done.
Ooh.
So I'm scanned out of £1. I've
But
lost
that's
a quid.
that. But the thing is, that's a scam. But that's a phishing scam.
No,
That's
yeah.
how they get you.
Yeah,
That's
no,
how
it's
they can
they're
hook you.
fishing for information. That's what they want. So they got the contact details. They know I'm easy to scam. They got that quid, so they're like, here, we got one. We got one right on the line. So then it begins. I get a phone call from someone claiming to be my bank. And this person, they're the kindest, most sympathetic, most heartwarming person you've ever heard.
Yeah.
They've got this script down to a fucking T. Every concern I bring up, every single thing I'm saying. There was even a point where I was like, man, this feels like really weird what you're telling me right now. Give me a second, will you? And they're like, oh, don't worry. Nah, this happens all the time. Don't worry about it. It was like it was like a calm woman, like talking, trying to reassure me again and again. Like saying, oh, your account's under siege. And what we've got to do is we've got to move a certain amount into a side account so then we can set up a new one to protect the old one or whatever. We got to move it. So what we got to do is we got to take a certain percentage of what's in your account currently and move it into the new one. Right, on your phone app for me, can you go to the add new content? So as soon as it got to that, I was like, okay, I'm obviously not going to do
What
that.
happened there was that I'd basically turned up to go to the gym.
Yeah, you were gym.
I came in for the gym, and then I was like sitting down drinking my sloppy, glorious fucking liquid beauty.
Protein juice.
My protein juice, and then I was just like, in a state of euphoria. I was just out of it. I was in heaven. Then Alex walks
you were in the best mindset. You were in the clearest mindset that I needed in that moment.
And then you walked in like, James, what?
Yeah, because I was going through this conversation. I muted it, came downstairs to where James was drinking his protein suck.
Glug.
His protein glug. And I explained the situation to you, and you were just like, hang up. Hang up right now.
Yeah, I was just like, whoa.
But the doubt in my mind was getting me, and I wanted to hear them out. So I just kept listening. I was noting down like the shit they were saying to me, like the account they gave me, the numbers, the account number, the sort code, some random name they gave me, and they were trying to get me to send a figure to this account, which I didn't do, because it's like the most suspicious thing like ever.
Yeah.
But the thing that was really messing with my head is I didn't realize they had the technology to change the caller ID. Because that was the first thing they did, is when they called, when they answered. It was, if you want to double check that this is legit, check the number on the back of your card and that it lines up with the official like bank of that you're under. And it did. It was the exact same number. So they have the technology to change like the caller ID of, so you can't even trust that anymore.
No, because the way that works is through VoIP. Basically, when you're in any call center or any business, your phone is connected. It's not through a landline. It's connected to the internet through VoIP, a program, and through that, when you call people to do any business, obviously that number is not the number you're calling from. It's the company number, because that's what you've set it as on the program. Yeah. You can change that. You can do whatever if it's something you set up. So that's how they mask their number by basically copying the.
Yeah. So this is they're trying to get, they're 20 steps ahead. They've got this technology, they've got these mind warping and like empathetic, sympathetic techniques. They're trying to grind you down, they're trying to make you as scared as possible, but in that brief moment of weakness to try and make you send some money to like this random account. And as soon as that's sent, it's done. You're never getting that back. It's finished.
Yeah, because if you send it and the bank is like, well, you sent it.
You manually sent. You put in the details. You sent.
It's why they have the set. Whenever you want to make payment, it's just like, are you 100% sure this isn't fraud?
Yeah.
Are you 100% you know this person you're sending money to? Because it is the scam. Because an old person isn't going to pick up on all the little tactics. So if they get a call from their bank and it's got the same number, I think they're going to believe that it is their bank.
Yeah. 100%.
It's so predatory.
Oh yeah, it's really messed up. I really wish that I'd recorded that phone call.
Because when I was sitting there, I was like, Alex, just hang up now. And you were like, no, I want to see how far they go. And I was just sitting there like...
Yeah, because they were communicating in a way where they were acting, basically. They were full-on acting, performing. It was a performance they were putting on for me. Trying to come across as like empathetic and taking the vulnerability as much as possible. And man, it's dark. Because it must work. I'm sure they're
doing it.
Yeah. Well, because James, when he was in the kitchen while I was talking about it, you searched up and found like a recent article that at the time was like literally been posted a few days ago about a new type of scam.
There's always like those type of scams. There's always updated on websites, and it was like, I think it was on the Gov website when it was just like, these are the current scams, and it was like, this is the one that's updated 15th of May. This is one that's updated on the 20th of May. And this was like the day before. It was just like, this is the update. They pretend to be your bank. They do this. The numbers are the same. It listed all the same details of what you're going for. And I was like, yeah, it's a fucking scam.
But that's the exact type of shit that just started popping up on my phone.
Yeah.
When you told me about it, I was like, oh. Because I got the same text being like, you missed the parcel from Royal Mail. And because, like, the modern human just orders shit.
Yeah, everyone is.
And the other reason I fell for it was the the mobile Royal Mail site, I know is trash.
Yeah.
I know it's awful.
Yeah, it's bad.
I've used Royal Mail's website before, and it's awful. So
They
I was
have an
like,
app.
they've just got an awful website then. on,
Yeah, they
like,
have an
mobile.
app that is so
Yeah,
shit.
it sucks so
So
bad.
it's like, oh, they just made a change. They
Yeah, I
sent
just
me a
figured they
text,
had a
whatever.
like dodgy old ass website. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. I
But
wasn't even
luckily for
thinking.
me, when I received the same thing, I was like, wait a minute, I haven't ordered anything for like 3 weeks.
That's the thing.
The more you order, the more vulnerable
Mhm.
you are.
But the recent one I've seen is basically a text that mimics the COVID shit that you've been in
Yeah, I got one of
contact.
those. I got one of those.
Yeah, and that's actually a government thing from last year, and
Mhm.
now that it's being used as a scam.
Yeah.
Like some
Mhm.
old person who's just been out of their mask to M&S,
Yeah.
they're gonna fucking freak the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They get a
it's-
text from
oh.
it says at the top that it's from the government,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then there's a link to click
Yeah.
to fill in
Yeah.
your details.
And they pretend they're the government saying you've been in contact
Mhm.
with someone with COVID. It's
Yeah.
horrible. It's so horrible.
Mhm. Yeah, you got to have your wits about you. You can't have a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
You can't, because then you could be losing like a ton of cash.
See, this
Yeah.
is my tactic. Is that some people might say it's pathetic, but I just don't talk to anyone. I don't answer any phone calls. It's like if I get a text, I don't reply. I literally just look at it and not reply. But it's actually not. I mean, text is in text, not phone messenger. Like if I
Yeah.
get an actual message through my phone number, I'm not replying to that. And even if random numbers call me, I just Google the number and be like, oh, that is obviously just scam.
Mhm.
Yeah, if
Don't
it's an
ever answer
Yeah,
anything.
that's the tact I do. Who called me or whatever.com.
Yeah, literally the best thing
Yeah.
ever. It's the most useful thing. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's just
like 95% of the time, it's just like some random scam.
in Milton Keynes.
Yeah. Jack Diamond left a comment. Hey, Joy Boy Soys with Toys. Jimmy brought up how it was enjoyable to watch Let's Players like Jacksepticeye play games because it was harder to buy so many games to enjoy at a young age. This really clicked with me, since I used to be terrible at games as a little kid, but always enjoyed watching my dad play a game. Even as an adult, it brings me entertainment to watch my dad or little sister play, rage, or mess around in so many horror games. Which do you prefer most, boyos? Gaming, watching others game, or playing co-op / sharing the game?
Sharing the game.
Yeah, co-op is the best.
Yeah. It's a
But
shame we've left the era.
There are certain games that are so satisfying to watch.
Yeah, for me it depends on the game. Certain games are way more fun to watch than others.
But for me, specifically Soulsborne, there's something so
love watching those.
satisfying in your brain when, like, you know Dark Souls 1 so well, and then you watch someone play it for the first time.
Yeah, I
Like
love the
seeing those
like the
experiences.
Twitch streamers that do the like no hit runs.
Yeah,
or, like,
yeah.
The like pacifist run, crazy
Because
stuff like
that's
that.
like the exaggeration of your own experience, where
Yeah, they know the
even
game so
more
well.
than you.
Yeah,
Yeah, but like even when we're playing together co-op, and like I was like, we have to do this cave at this point, because I knew it would have a reaction from you.
we talking about Elden Ring.
Yeah, the bear cave. Yeah, there's a bear in there. And it
Actual
was like-
fucking
There's many
pain.
bears in that game, and it's terrifying and horrifying.
Yeah, but that bear was like your first bear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't be doing with that.
Yeah,
I'm a big speedrun enjoyer.
yeah,
Absolutely love
for
speedruns.
yeah, same.
Such a
Yeah.
fun idea.
Again, though, Soulsborne games best for speedruns.
Yeah, I got into that with the Sekiro speedrun after finishing it.
The one that really got me into it was Bloodborne.
Yeah, there's some really
The
good
game I
Bloodborne
never
ones
finished.
actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've never played it to completion, but I've watched a few speedruns of that one. I gotta say, I got fond memories of playing like the original Mario Bros. And just swapping the
Yeah.
controller after
Yeah.
dying, stuff like that. Even like Kid Icarus, random
Mhm.
games from that era.
Yeah, there's
But-
something so satisfying about seeing someone figure something out that you couldn't,
Mm-hmm.
but also knowing when they don't figure out what you did. It's like this. It's just like understanding someone else's experience with something.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. Megan M left one saying, cannot believe Jamie enjoys the cups of dirt sold at Costa enough to buy a Costa card. Really struggling with how to enjoy the cast now. Thanks, guys. X. What do you have to say for yourself?
I have a caffeine addiction.
Yeah.
We all do.
And most human beings do.
Anyone who has to get up and go to work has a caffeine problem.
Yeah.
The working world literally will collapse if there was no coffee. It's the only way we
the most
function.
essential drug to society.
Yeah, that was genuinely a thing. From what I understand, the Middle East discovered caffeine first, and they had a golden era, and then everyone else got caffeine.
Oh,
and then they suddenly accelerated way ahead. It's like, yeah, I could not exist on the level I do without caffeine. Like I would be 5 years back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's wacky. I didn't really get into coffee until 2020 or 2021.
Yep.
I didn't really seek it out that much.
Well, I started drinking coffee on my first ever job. Because there was a coffee machine there, and when it was boring, make a coffee.
Yeah.
Staff coffees.
Get you jazzed. Get you. Yeah.
I was a tea boy.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like I'd never thought of coffee because I was around people who drank tea. So it's like, I'll have tea. But then it's like, oh, tea's kind of gross. And it's like, oh, fucking coffee? Oh.
Coffee's got the flavour. It's got all the different... Actually, I'm not anti-tea, though. I like a good tea.
I do like a good tea. When it's not in one of those...
There's
so many options of tea. Just like coffee, you know? You got like...
Yeah.
Got your turmeric,
But
your ginger...
the thing is, I got to a point with coffee now where it's like, it's not about enjoyment. It's not about taste. It's not about...
See, that's where you're going wrong. Because I drink a lot of coffee still.
No, but there's a point where, like, in your working life where, like, I can't sit down and enjoy a coffee. You know, there are circumstances where I just need a hit.
You've ruined it for yourself. I think you've gooned it then. Because the most important thing about my entire life is going out of my way on a Saturday morning to the coffee shop that makes good coffee to enjoy a good coffee. And me and Alex will be on that train every weekend, no matter what.
Yeah, to the extent where you don't invite me.
But, like, why should you come then? If it's not about enjoying coffee to you?
Because if I'm drinking coffee to, like, meet a goal of energy, that's different to sitting down with a couple friends and enjoying a beverage.
No, you've gooned yourself.
No, because you can appreciate a nice coffee while it's like when you're a heroin addict.
But you also don't ever try the coffees. You will always get an Americano.
No, it depends on the place.
Because it's like when the coffee place we go to, the nice coffee place, I will always have variety. I've always got a bit of selection I throw out. I'll have a cortado, flat white, cappuccino, espresso.
No, it's all
latte.
Cappuccino, because it's got that chocolatey fucking...
That's the first one. That's the first one. Flat white. You know, have a variety, because then I'm enjoying different kinds of coffee. So it keeps
No, but when I
enjoyment.
go there, I'm getting an Americano because I get the taste of that coffee. It's like I go there to experience that, the actual coffee. When I get coffee from fucking Costa,
shit's coffee, mine.
Shite coffee.
It's fucking
I get
shit.
some sweet shit. I get a latte.
You get a mocha frappuccino, frappe,
or
iced
some soy
creamy.
milk bullshit that just tastes of soy milk, which is alright.
It's like why I get this.
Nice.
That's why I get the Energizer caramel latte. 'Cause it's just caramel.
Yeah.
It's like you don't go to Costa if you actually like coffee. You go there if you like milk.
Yeah, if you like milk and you like sugar.
If you like milk, sugar, and like a sudden burst of energy. I genuinely think if not for caffeine, I would be like 30 stone.
You think so? See, for me, that first coffee of the day is like a special one to me.
Yeah. Yeah, Costa machine in Tesco Express.
Oh! The daddy long legs just touched me and I didn't like it. I used to be like deathly terrified of those things.
They're not very scary.
No, but I've got this memory of Mum traumatizing me with one. It's like hellbound and was like, "Oh, you're scared of it, are you?" Well, yeah. On the similar note, LG Grail said, "Never metagamed anything. Seems like so much work for a free coffee."
No, but this is the thing. Jamie's not putting in the work. He makes other people put in the work. We go there. What does he get? He gets one coffee.
That is not true. We went to Costa today. The only person that used my Costa card was me. Plus, if I'm buying a Costa every day, what's the point of not getting a free one every time I reach the 8th day?
No, because you're gaming wrong. Buy the £7 mug and you can get a free coffee in 4 times instead of 8. You've halved your metagaming.
Metagame to the max, bro.
Yeah, metagame to the max.
But like,
okay,
is that really so much work?
It's not.
I don't really think
It's not. Because the only reason I got the card is because I was in there one day buying a coffee and they just had like a card in front of me and I just picked it up and took it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Then I downloaded the app.
Sounds like too much work, bro.
I downloaded the
You
app,
had to download
put in
an
my
app?
info. That was that, bruv.
They're taking your info and they're selling it to scammers to try and fleece you.
Yeah. But I'm not susceptible to scammers like Alex.
Is downloading an app work?
Yes. To a degree, yes.
I guess if we're being technical about it. Well, the last major topic for housekeeping was we were on a roll last episode with like the controversial topics. We were talking about hunting. Placeholder says the hunting talk was good. I just think Alex doesn't understand hunting, even with firearms, is still very hard.
Now you walk up to a deer mate with a shotgun and go fucking bang.
I don't think I ever said it's not difficult. I was just making the observation that
it's too easy now.
It's like it's a different thing. Like man thousands of years ago hunting as opposed to man now.
Yeah, because man thousands of years ago would have to make his weapon and his ammunition. You just go to a 7-Eleven and get a Glock.
Of the environment.
Yeah. No, that's the thing for me. Because it's like... I've never used a gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure it's difficult to utilize that.
But like I can buy a thing where I just like move my finger and if I get it right, the thing is dead and I've got a fuck ton of meat. But also I could spend less money and just have a fuck ton of meat.
Mm-hmm. Sun praising man. Left one too. Bear Mingers. To add to Alex's comment in reference to the conversation of hunting near the end, it doesn't have to be black and white in regards to being vegetarian/vegan. Just eating less meat in general or setting out a specific day of the week where you don't eat any meat at all can drastically help reduce greenhouse gas emissions and deforestation along with other health benefits in the long run. I tried going vegetarian before too, but stopped because there's too many good foods out there that require meat. But I still found the strategy of not eating meat for a day help wonders, just my 2 bears. And Gebby says, as a vegetarian, I find your discussion on the concept of morality interesting. I think there's a lot of people that believe we are all pretentious and threatening. I guess this is in reference to vegans or whatnot. But that's just a vocal minority. I guess that's every group of people, I guess. When Alex mentioned buying a vegetarian sausage roll from Greg's, it made me feel way more comfortable in myself. I haven't heard many talk about, especially males, and it's refreshing as there's a lot of masculinity discussions around it.
Like, come on, you're pussy off. You just don't eat something that's vegetarian because, oh man, me eat meat. Like, you're pussy off. Come on.
And Goku eats so many burgers. The ex-vegetarian perspective is interesting to me as someone who's been a vegetarian for 3-ish years. Was your decision to stop eating meat entirely about the morality of it? Did you not feel sick once you started eating meat again? I became veg as a personal challenge to see if I could do it for a week, and pretty much immediately I realized how gross the concept of consuming dead bodies is, and I was too icked out to ever go near the stuff again. Despite eating meat on average twice a day beforehand, I didn't even want to consider the morality of the meat industry because the suffering that goes into most products we consume is genuinely horrific on such a grand scale.
See, Alex was the opposite. He didn't get grossed out when he had meat. He had some chicken and could not control himself.
No, because I'm not on the same playing field as this commenter, whereas I actually value the pleasure of eating meat as a like valuable thing, an undeniable pleasure.
But that is part of it to me. It's like what our brain is designed to be omnivorous.
Mm-hmm. And there are definitely kind of health reasons too. I was very skinny when I was a vegetarian.
Extremely skinny. Yeah.
I probably was not getting the correct vitamins, the right calories.
Mm-hmm.
Probably wasn't ingesting enough.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that that's inherent to a diet like that.
Yeah.
But as soon as I switched to eating more meat, that became a lot easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm much healthier. So
You just like chicken.
But I think it also does come down to where you live, what you have accessibility to.
Yeah, true. Someone who's like living in fucking LA.
Yeah,
I
like,
feel like
you have options there, whereas us, like,
because that's the joke.
We may
isn't it?
have
Like,
the options, but it costs a lot more to go like vegan or vegetarian or whatever.
well, it's
To meet the same
it's a lot of work.
parameters.
It's not
Yeah.
like a half-ass thing. You've got to actually like think about. Okay, I'm not eating meat now. I've got to supplement B12. There are other vitamins I've got to think about. I've got to
and
make sure there's like a range.
those tablets and shit, they cost so much money.
Mm-hmm.
They're not cheap.
But I think the takeaway is just to think about it. Just to actually be
Yeah,
aware
I
of it
mean-
in some way and have it in your mind.
Mm.
You know, actually think about it, because it's interesting. You got to think about where these things come from if you're
Yeah.
ingesting it day and night.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
It's got to be part of it. All right, bros. We haven't done a. Actually, Peel on Face can get us into the topic here. We haven't had a section lately in a while to do with this. What have you guys been watching, playing, listening to lately? It's from Peel on Face.
Poo on face, always with the good questions.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel there is one thing that we've all listened to.
yeah, we've all
The-
been listening to Drake's new album, Pretty Fucker Boy. No, Kendrick Lamar released one of the greatest albums ever made, and it is the greatest album ever made.
Wow. Talking about
That's
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers.
Yeah. You know what? Honestly, based on one song alone, I agree with James.
Really?
One
one's that?
song on this album justifies the whole album existing.
Which
And
one's
that's,
that?
Auntie
Diaries.
Auntie Diaries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's an exceptional song.
Yeah, to me it's obscenely good, and the penultimate song on the album.
Mother I Sober.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. Big fan of United in Grief too. I think a good album opener is always like a really
Yeah.
powerful thing.
Yeah. But to me, this album, it's not been a package for me. It's been like
package.
Where I start the album at the beginning, listen through it, just over and over and over.
Yeah.
It's been like I attach my full focus to a few songs, and they just grasp me and suck me in, and I go on this ride. And they're cinematic in this.
Yeah, it's very grand. It's very intellectually stimulating as well.
Yeah, it really makes you think and consider, like at the start of the album where Kendrick talks about life. Or it wasn't even the start of the album. It was his single he released before.
The
album.
Heart Part 5, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Where he talks about perspective. Like
he
life.
criticizes culture as well in that.
Yeah, but life is like your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And hearing it's been the most valuable thing to me with music, and for someone to like come out and say specifically that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate the fuck out of it. It's
Yeah, because I was never really that into Damn. I'm a huge fan of Butterfly. That was my favourite album of his. This one's kind of too new for me to really rank it or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I prefer this style. But I was saying to you a few weeks ago, whenever it came out, I'm not sure what song from it really is like a humble type. This number one everywhere, like everyone's... Like if I go on his Spotify right now, N95 is the most played one.
Yeah, I saw that, which surprised me.
Yeah, which to me is not my favourite from the album, but whatever. Don't matter, does it?
Yeah, I think he's done some stuff with this album which I really respect.
The whole mirror thing's really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole album is like
it's like a reflection of itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just the fact, like, the most impactful songs to me were the ones where he draws it back and has this sort of subtle beat, and he just talks softly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pure poetry, and it draws you into it, what he's actually saying, as opposed to this bombastic beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not all just about the production. It's like a good combo.
Whereas Humble, like, you can listen to that song, you don't have to listen. You don't have to hear what he's saying. It sounds good. Whereas these songs sound good, but it like forces you to actually listen to the language.
I don't think it's as like consistent as Butterfly in terms of like this whole.
Yeah.
There are songs I'd kind of skip, I reckon.
Yeah.
If I'm just doing a casual listen, which I wouldn't really do as much on Butterfly, I can happily just listen to all that all the way through. But there's another album we've been listening to. I don't think James has, but James hates Jack White for some reason. Fear of the Dawn came out.
Yeah.
Jack White's latest. And you were saying to me the other day you think it's his best album, right?
I was saying it's better than the other one.
I'm trying to find what it's called. Boarding House Reach.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is also
listen to
excellent.
that album.
You didn't like it?
There's one good.
It's amazing.
Like,
that
over
album.
and over is.
It's amazing.
I can't describe how good that song is, but the rest of the album is fucking.
No, my favorite one from that
shite.
album is Hyper Misophoniac. I love that one. I like when it gets weird.
Yeah, for sure.
As weird as possible, the better for me.
I don't know if it's sort of a knee-jerk reaction, because I haven't listened to this album as much as you, I don't think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But there's this feeling, the feeling I got with Over and Over and Over, and when I first heard Taking Me Back, the main single from his latest album, it's like this pure excitement. Like, how Jack White, how have you done it again?
Yeah.
How have you just made the best guitar riff, the best hook, it just sucks me in, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, the production's just so clean.
Yeah.
So sharp. It's razor sharp.
Yeah.
For my favourite on Fear of the Dawn so far is, I don't know how the fuck you say it, Euphoric, which is the phobia of the sun. I googled. It's like in the song.
Isophobia.
Isophobia. It's EOSophobia. And there's a reprise as well. I love a good reprise. Absolutely love a good reprise. Who doesn't love a good reprise? You like a reprise, don't you, James? You telling me you don't like you seriously don't like a reprise? You trolling me right now? You fucking with me? He is.
James loves a reprise.
Yeah, so we've been treated with some good music as of late.
Yeah.
And TBH, That's the majority of like kind of good content I've been consuming. TBH, because otherwise
You like consuming things of not very good quality.
yeah, like I finished the Halo show.
We all like Elden Ring, that's not very good quality.
Yeah, a bit of Elden Ring, a bit of the Halo show. The second Sonic movie, I saw that, which was people like love this movie. People fucking love it. I kind of get it in terms of like, but honestly, all they needed to do, I can't believe it took them so long to figure it out, was like just kind of be accurate to imagery from the game, and people will like it. That's kind of it. Like, what else is there to Sonic?
Yeah.
Have a bit of the music, have a couple of the jokes, and the chili dog, and you have Knuckles and Tails in there, and funny Eggman. Like,
Was Eggman funny though?
he's the best thing about it. Jim Carrey, for sure.
Okay.
But to me, it's one of those things where I don't think Sonic inherently is like, there's something to this, you know? It's not like an inherently like, now that's the like character I want to see in a story.
Yeah. Well, just wait for the Mario movie, man.
No, just wait for part 3 where a certain someone's coming in. That's what's going to take it off.
That's what's going to grab James and get him into it.
Oh,
No.
The other thing I actually saw was Moon Knight. Because after
Yeah.
Jim was talking to me about it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to check out Moon Knight. I'm going to do it. And it's okay.
The show has a good hook.
Yeah.
It leaves you with like enough intrigue. to just
I feel like
sort
all these Marvel shows, and I haven't seen the Falcon one. I haven't seen. Is there another one? I haven't seen. I think I've seen the other
Hawkeye.
ones. I didn't see Hawkeye either. Those are the two I haven't. I think I've seen the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
But they have this problem where they tend to have quite good, interesting like first acts, first couple episodes.
Yeah.
So, this is weird. This is different. This is building something. What is this? Where's this going? And in the case of like Moon Knight, there's a particularly good episode. The penultimate episode is really, really cool, as far as like exploring a character in ways that are more kind of different, experimental, weird, like going inside someone's psyche and representing
like personal. It's not about this big bombastic world-ending.
Right, but
trash.
they all do the same thing in that last fucking episode, where they just turn into total schlock shit.
Yeah.
Like the last episode is so forgettable, and we've mentioned this on like JARCast before, how I think like a good ending is almost way more important than a good beginning. You can recover from
this on Jar,
yeah, you can recover from like a bad beginning or like a slow beginning. You know,
because you're gonna remember.
You're gonna remember the end.
Last section.
Yeah, you're gonna remember what happens at the end.
Yeah,
and if it ends on like a whimper, like a kind of boring,
some shit you've seen loads of times.
Yeah, the big epic thing going.
Yeah,
all the CG things going.
But it felt so pandering as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hate that shit now with like the whole left right bollocks going on.
What do you mean?
Like with they're forcing women into roles in Hollywood. It's
right.
Fuck off. But when it's like, are you an Egyptian superhero? Yes, I am an Egyptian superhero. It was like, are you doing this just because like you need to raise the stakes and show off that it's an Egyptian superhero? Just let it be an Egyptian superhero.
Yeah.
Don't point it out. Then it looks like you're like pointing at me. Look how great I am for making an Egyptian superhero.
And there's also kind of a production problem with these shows where they're so stretched thin in terms of how many of these fucking shows they're making, how many of these movies that Marvel are releasing, and I'd be willing to bet every single shot requires some amount of visual effects work.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Especially when you're getting into these characters like Moon Knight, where he has these like powers, where he's turning into this like mummy guy. and he's got his like sidekick, this CG bird brain creature.
Yeah.
And to be fair to Moon Knight, compared to some of the other Marvel shows, there's like a lot of handheld camera work that like hides a lot of the like more dodge CG stuff, but they can't avoid the ultimate conclusion of some kind of weird looking.
It's like, what's the point of making it a TV show if you're basically trying to meet the scale of the movies, but you can't match it?
Yeah, WandaVision had that problem big time in that last episode.
Yeah. But Hawkeye had the same thing. Fucking.
They really do that same thing.
Yeah, they all have to exaggerate to such a degree where it's like, ooh, Avengers level threat.
Mm-hmm.
It gets boring as fuck, man.
But yeah, it turns into the two CG guys going.
Yeah. Where it's like, but they did such an effective job of. Oscar Isaac alone carries this show for a huge portion.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a good job of making you like and want this character to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
So why do we need to raise the stakes to such a degree when we could just have that character be in peril?
Yeah. Especially because in the first few episodes of Moon Knight, there's this kind of cool stylistic choice where you're following the kind of side of Moon Knight that has no idea what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And there's kind of this like smash cut thing they keep doing where it's like skipping over the action and showing the aftermath.
Yeah.
And that's like a cool, I love like interpreting like violence and just seeing the aftermath and letting my brain do the creative stuff, because it can never like really match.
Yeah, especially for a TV show where they literally can't match.
Yeah. And it was like focusing more on like the character's reaction to it and how confused and disturbing it was to him. That was like really engrossing to me, but as it goes on, it kind of gets sillier and sillier.
Yeah.
What do you think of Moon Knight, James?
I have not seen it.
Oh.
I will not see it.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I am not a Marvel fan. I do not have the time to invest in this.
Unless Kamel's in there.
Yeah, if Kamel's in there, I'm going to like it, and it doesn't matter if it's good or not.
If Chloe Zhao directs it, you're going to love it.
Yeah, straight up.
You know, there was plans to have Kumail in Moon Knight.
What? You
Yeah.
joking?
No, he was planned to be in it, but it would have cost too much money to have him in it.
What, like as his character from the Eternals?
Yeah, because like it's a whole Eternals thing. He was going to be in it in like a flashback to ancient Egypt or some shit.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it's a bit much.
Yeah.
A little bit much. Maybe if everyone loved the Eternals and it was a huge like critical darling.
But nobody loved it apart from James.
They wanted to distance themselves from it.
Do you want to know the hard truth?
I
don't actually like the Eternals.
No,
Why
don't.
are you saying that?
Don't say that, brother.
I've got to be real. This is a real podcast. I can't live the lie anymore.
So what, were you lying in that review we did?
Good thing it's out of focus.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Good thing it's so in focus.
Thank you. We'll see you after these messages. Life can be a dick sometimes, so get your dick from out your hand. And don't be a dick, wear a dick. Dick the Head t-shirts available now. Check the description below. Welcome to the second half of the JARCast, where we answer questions from the community. Head over to the suggestion thread on the subreddit if you want to leave questions for us to answer on future episodes, just like Goatsy for Eyes did, who's going to start us off here. I recently witnessed a friend of mine drink his tea and then suck the tea bag of flavour at the end. Are there any passionate suckers on the podcast?
Okay, problem here. Why is the tea bag left in the cup?
You're supposed to brew it and remove it.
Yeah. You let it brew for the certain amount of allocated time. If you're like Alex, you have a timer. You've got that shit metagame to a max.
Yeah.
Then you add your milk, done.
Hey Siri, start a timer for 3 minutes.
Is there to suck? It's the same way that like this is the thing that divides England. Milk while tea bag is in, or milk when tea bag's out.
First, or one of these.
Actually disgusting. Milk goes. You don't fucking pour the milk in when like straight out of the bat. You got to fucking let it brew, take the tea bag out, then pour the milk in. You got your mug, you got your cuppa. You don't be adding milk beforehand. That's disgusting.
Because it's easier to measure, like, the strength, surely, if you brew it first.
Yeah.
And then not everyone likes to drown their tea in milk. Some people like a little splash.
But at the same time, it makes sense because they like fucking custard.
Well, yeah.
They just want milk.
They just want
Just cut out the tea, cut out the coffee. Just drink fucking milk.
I feel like we've glossed over the sucking of the tea bag thing and how like disturbing.
I'd say that's more normal than putting milk in while the tea bag's in the mug.
No, that's not more normal.
No,
that's not more normal.
Straight up messed up.
No, it's not. I'm not going to put judgment on this man, this person for sucking the tea bag. You all like sucking things, okay?
A flavour. That's what they're saying. They're doing it for the flavour. Whereas I thought the whole point of like brewing the tea bags is because the tea bag is like really strong. You know?
Yeah.
On its own.
It's a bag
if you
of
just
tea.
put a tea bag in your mouth, like,
well, it's going to be pretty strong tea.
well, yeah, exactly.
That's pure tea.
You gotta brew it.
That's
This
pure
is-
tea.
This is just, it's anti-establishment in a way that's really bothering me.
Yeah. No,
I like this person.
You can't break the prerequisites.
GD Pep Hop has something that might break all the prerequisites. Booyah. Most euphoric moment of your life. Something that made you say, let's fucking go.
Drinking protein sloppy floppy powder.
Probably losing a pound to that scam.
Like a
No, but
genuine euphoric moment?
No, but did that make you say let's go, or did that make you say, oh shit, let's hold off?
I went, let's fucking, oh no.
No, can I be real?
Yeah, go for it.
The first Apex win.
Of all.
Yeah, the first ever one. It was like, oh, I need that hit again. Let's fucking go.
Yeah. I'm not really a kind of let's fucking go kind of guy.
Me and James certainly are.
Yeah, you guys are, so you guys answer. Most euphoric moment.
When I got all the achievements in Assassin's Creed.
When I beat Gwen in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, that's a moment right
That
there.
was like a sort of moment. When I had my first like mad game of Titanfall 2. I feel like let's go moments to me are very video gamey.
Yeah, so kind of innately tied, you know?
Yeah. Let's fucking go.
Oryx the Taken King, let's fucking go.
Oh dear. Stick 'em Up has one for you, Jim. Quick one for Jim. How old is Billy the cat, and how long have you had her?
I'm not sure.
I think she's roughly the same age as Argy.
Yeah, she's
younger.
She's a little bit younger.
And Argy's what, 6?
So I've had Billy like 5 years.
Yeah, she's 5-6 years old.
Bit more than 5 years.
Bit more than meow. Ronald McMommy has one for us. Out of memory, what's your favourite meme about the podcast and its members that the Jar Media community has created? Whether it's a meme from the subreddit or YouTube, etc.
Don't really know.
James is there.
Shut the fuck up.
I've been, as of late, and this is like a recency thing, but the bear memes on the subreddit have been class. James doesn't agree, but
people signing off or signing in for a jar little question with bear.
There was a brilliant one I saw that had some kind of spin on the bear. It's the iteration that gets me. It's like it doesn't end with it just being established. That's just the beginning.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, where can this go? What potential does this have? That's the exciting part to me. So Bear is my current one, you know?
Yeah.
James especially loves Bear, so do it more for James if you need any reason. Thou Hoodied has one. A few days ago, iDubbbz hosted the Creator Clash, a huge charity boxing event where numerous popular YouTubers went through extremely hard training to brawl it out in the ring. My question: if all three of you were to have hypothetically been involved in this, which YouTube personalities would you want to take on? Rip Flute had some suggestions if you want to see what these are like.
Yes, go shoot.
Alex versus Colossal is crazy.
Yep, that no, that is the only one. That has to happen, literally.
What about Jangbricks?
Okay, Jambricks or
Yeah.
Colossal are crazy.
Jangbricks or maybe Iceman 3X?
Okay, yeah.
James versus the Ackman?
That works. I would pull it out with that one.
well. And Jim versus Legal Eagle.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know Legally Eagle either.
No, but I was just going to say me v James.
Yeah, it's got potential.
Yeah. I would train so... I would fucking goon my life away just to train to fight you in a boxing match.
Yeah, but I trained so hard.
No, because the
to
problem
win.
would be if all these random YouTubers turn up and it's just like... Because we just fucking steroid it. Do a year of just pure steroids and then walk into this boxing match just the most whipped fucking humans imaginable and just beat the shit out of each other. Like, make all of these other YouTubers look like pussy holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we actually need to just wreck each other.
Yeah. Like make it so that, you know, boxing fans are like, fuck. They're just going in.
Isn't The Rock's a YouTuber, isn't he?
No.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he is.
You've got a channel?
No,
James
if it was
versus
me,
The Rock.
No, it'd be me and Jamie versus The Rock.
Yeah, that's more fair.
Mike
I
Tyson's
think
also a
me and-
YouTuber though.
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Okay, Mike
Yeah.
Tyson and The Rock versus me and James.
You take left, I'll take right.
Yeah, it's like some Star Wars shit. Anakin goes slowly on the left.
No, I'll do what I feel like.
James, your arm's gone. Mike Tyson bit it off.
Fuck it. We've got a good one here, actually. From Fob911 with a little anecdote. Hi, JARCast. I'm a fairly newer Jarling, and I just wanted to let you know that I'm using the JARCast in a positive light. I'm struggling with weight loss. I've been struggling with weight loss most of my life and finally decided to commit to a strict exercise regimen. I've been going to the gym regularly for about a month now. In the last 2 weeks, committed to going every day. My ideal weight loss goal is to get from my current weight of 220 pounds to 160 pounds, which is the middle healthy zone for my height on the BMI scale. I usually work with muscle in my free time as a hobby, so for exercising, I prefer... Sorry, music, not muscle. I don't know how I misread that, but so for exercising, I usually prefer to listen to podcasts, a more easy listening type content. I find the JARCast to be perfect for this sort of thing, as generally the episodes are around an hour, which is the perfect amount of time to start and finish a podcast during a cardio session. I'm working backwards through the Jar Media Podcastography. I should be able to get through most, if not all, the casts in around a year's time, and be a fully fledged Jarling who knows all the memes, but more importantly, hopefully by then I'll be close to my goal. Just wanted to let you know that the cast is helping someone turn their life around. Maybe in a year's time, I'll give the cast a progress update. Thanks, guys. Maybe this guy needs to fight The Rock.
Yeah, he's doing a better job than me are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
If you keep it
my advice is that, like, with that, it's like there might be a point where you might get ill or something in your life might get in the way and that you will probably struggle to get back into the healthy routine. Because it is, once you stop for briefly, it's like getting that
It's all
motivation
about routine,
again.
yeah, for sure.
And drink sloppy protein, beautiful drinks. They're great. Snort it, actually. Snort the powder.
Snort
Just
creatine.
ingest it any way you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drink lean.
Creatine extreme.
Drink lean, maybe a dash of creatine.
No, that is it though. Because once it's in your routine, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get ill.
Yeah. I didn't even get ill this time. I was just like, I can't bother anymore.
Okay,
No,
jar
that's
the
it.
last year.
You play these mental games with yourself where it's like, oh, if I miss this day, so what?
These mental gymnastics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I didn't go today. I'll go tomorrow. Oh man, I'm knackered today. I'll go tomorrow.
Yeah.
Fuck. after today, I just can't go.
Yeah, mine was the
Let's go
weekends.
tomorrow.
The weekends destroyed my routine because we go for coffee in the morning. It's like when you go in there and you're looking at the beautiful cakes, the brownies, and you can get pancakes. It's like, yeah, I'm going to get them, and then I'm not going to gym today because I've been eating shit. And then it's like, I'll go tomorrow. And then the next day it's like, I've still got a brownie to eat. Then I eat the brownie, so it's no point going to the gym. And gone.
You
There
see,
you go.
that logic, I think, is very
No,
flawed.
I've got to eat healthy to get the maximum gains, brother.
No, you got to eat 5 brownies, then gym.
Yeah,
No, that's bulking. I'm not
That-
trying to bulk.
that's maximum gains.
No,
But
maximum gains.
if you can integrate it to the point where it's like, okay, even if I didn't go to the gym, I'm doing like 30 push-ups.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not necessarily at once. I'm doing 30 push-ups throughout the day. It could be 5, then 5, then 5, then 5, then 5, then 5. But I'm doing 30.
Mhm.
Just like have that baseline that you're meeting. And what you find with it is that it gives you more energy. Once you get back
definitely.
into the routine
Mm-hmm.
after
It's the hardest. Just getting it going is the hardest part.
Yeah. But once it's going, it's like, holy shit.
Uh-huh.
Like every day I'm waking up and I feel invigorated. I can do more.
That's the thing. When
That's
I went,
the crazy thing. Because you have this preconception when you don't have this religious, like, exercise routine that every day I'm just going to be knackered. Because I'm like expelling so much energy. Like, how can I keep this going? But once it is going, your brain is like, well, I'm expecting this, so here's the energy for that.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like an excess of energy, so you do genuinely just feel better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like no negatives, basically.
Yeah.
Unless I guess you get
The-
addicted.
Yeah, if you get addicted to looking at yourself in the mirror and wanting biceps the size of Arnie's, then you're going to start taking steroids and your balls are going to shrink.
Mr. Cool 57 has a little shout out. Hey Jar, listening to the new app and just heard that a guy from South Carolina commented. This is insane to me because I thought it was the only southern Jarling. What I'm trying to say is it's really cool how far Jar reaches. What are y'all's thoughts on this? Is it hard to comprehend how wide a reach you guys have? Thanks for all the content. Game on and bear. Sorry, James.
You can't actually comprehend it. Like the amount of people listening from around the world, your brain is not designed to comprehend that type of thing. We're not talking. It's like it's not a small amount of people. It's like thousands, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I can't picture 1,000 people. Like there's I can't. There's so many people.
100 people.
Yeah. And all these people they have their own, they are the main characters of their own lives. They've got so much going on and I'm supposed to like imagine that going on. I can't.
And there were 2 replies to that comment. One from Stick 'em Up saying Kentuckian Jarling here, and another one from Diam1 Jarling from Alabama here. We got all sorts. We got them all.
Alabama.
Yeah. No, I like that. I think that's cool. But we can just reference some random country, and chances are there will be a Jarling that's like, oh yeah, it's me.
Like at least one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay then. Mongolia.
All right, the one Mongolian Jarling, let us know.
Azerbaijan. Burma. South Korea.
North Korea.
Monaco.
That one might
The
be
North
a bit
Korean Jarling is going to be the one that like, makes a change.
I'm risking everything to comment. What about this one?
Don't
The
touch.
gayest Jar fan. Howdy, Mingers. Someone on the last cast asked about YouTubers you watched growing up, and it made me think about something I tend to ignore. I'm the same age as Alex, and whenever people talk about things they did growing up, I feel this strange sense of being late to my own childhood. I was very sheltered by my religious parents, and as a result missed a lot of things that seem essential to my generation. For example, I didn't have access to YouTube until I was 16 in 2010, and wasn't allowed to play violent games until I got a job and bought them myself. Also, anything dealing with magic like Harry Potter or Yu-Gi-Oh! Was off the table. It feels like being both older and younger than I am. Older because for most of my childhood my only entertainment was going outside or reading books, and younger because I didn't experience the internet until the 2010s. Do Do you guys know anyone whose parents essentially cut them off from the outside world? Sorry for the long post, game on.
If you got on YouTube 2010, you were in the golden age.
Yeah, you just managed to sneak in that. Maybe you didn't get the early days.
The Wild West was what the early days were.
It was almost like pre-Wild West. 2010 to 2020, like it was like the taming of the West.
Yeah. Anything before that was...
Yeah, it was totally just wild and out of control. We were joking earlier about that old thing on YouTube where if music was copyrighted, it was like one of like 2 songs was plugged in its place, whether it be Bodies Hit the Floor or what's the other one, James?
009 and Soundscape. Dream Scream Soundscape. Like if you can't recognize that song, turn this video off.
You guys genuinely did such a good interpretation of that.
If you don't know, like, just get out of it, you know?
Yeah, just fucking leave.
But what do, like, the equivalent YouTube watching kids have as their version of that?
What's up, Peter? It's like Jacksepticeye's intro or whatever. It's just some YouTube...
Top of the morning to you.
Stop the morning,
top of the morning.
Jacksepticeye.
Did you guys ever know anyone that was kind of held back or limited by something like this? I have a memory of in my primary school there were 2 Jehovah's Witnesses, and I remember them talking about what their birthdays were like. So they weren't allowed to celebrate them.
Yeah.
And they were kind of like talking to kind of peers at the table, describing like, yeah, we don't really get birthdays, but my parents on my birthday will still like do a little something for me. And it was just like this weird, like, so like, what are you, like, you poor guy.
Yeah.
Just totally at the whim.
Yeah, I know a similar sort of story. And it's like, a big problem we have is comparing ourselves to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're like progressing, then that's what matters.
But it can be like a real problem if like your whole youth you're raised with a certain like belief system or something.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden at a certain age you don't really agree with that belief system anymore. So then like what do you do with yourself? You know?
Yeah.
Like we had the luxury of like not really having that same thing.
Yeah.
Whereas I more or less kind of line up with a lot of the beliefs my parents have in terms of like base level kind of ethics and things like this, and and science and whatnot.
It's just like the classic platitude of enjoy what you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like just do you.
Mm-hmm. But then can you really blame someone for maybe having a chip on their shoulder for that kind of experience? So I understand what you're saying.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Absolutely not at all.
About feeling like he's... Because it's not the best reasoning, is it? Like, sorry, kiddie who really wants to buy a starter Yu-Gi-Oh pack. Nah, magic's involved. Sorry about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's too superstitious.
Yeah, you can't like mingle with these friends.
You
really
can't make new connections with your friends over the toy, basically.
Yeah.
They're like meaningless toy that's just for fun.
Yeah, it's not fair. But I mean, like you always have the opportunity to like branch into your thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which they did once they said they got money and stuff. Like they could.
Yeah, play GTA 4. I mean, even to a degree, that was a thing for me. Because
in terms of filtering content.
Well, I had a bunch of friends that were like big into GTA 4 and the online on that. But because of the preconceptions of what GTA was from my parents, I wasn't allowed it until I reached a certain age. And by the time I reached that age, like, it was done and gone for that, like, group of friends. But it's like, okay, I didn't have that then, but I can go down the road I want now.
Yeah, I wonder what our, like, equivalent thing would be. 'Cause on one hand, I do get it, like, putting yourself in, like, our mother's shoes, for example.
Yeah.
Knows nothing about video games.
Yeah.
The big video game literally called Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Has,
and when
it's
all
in
you're
the
hearing
news.
is like...
Yeah, you hear other parents
school
complaining about...
shooters are born from Grand Theft
Yeah,
Auto.
yeah, this
shit.
kind of shit.
Yeah. So it's like not worth holding a grudge, and it's just like, well, later on in life I got GTA 5 and I sacrificed my whole future for that game. It was so fucking good.
Let's do a couple more here. Goosey McGooface 2 has one for us. Hey Jarlings. So my younger brother has announced that he plans to move to New Zealand next year for a year to further his career. He's a veterinarian that specialises on farm animals, specifically sheep and cows. I want to get him a going away present and want to know what's something that maybe he'll find useful or will need, owing to it not being readily available over there. Alternatively, what's a gag present that will immediately single him out as a pom? I know that's an Aussie term, but I don't know a Kiwi version. What are things... I recently, for my dad's birthday, who's a Kiwi, I got him some New Zealand Marmite? Or was it Vegemite? I think it's Marmite, right? Like, 'cause that's like a different... The Vegemite's like a different... It's it's specifically the New Zealand Marmite. But that's kind of the inverse of what the question was asking.
Yeah. Which makes it harder.
I remember when, like, so mum is British, the things she would talk about that she would crave when she lived in New Zealand for a bit. Things like certain confectionery, gonna be missing out on, especially if you're like a Brit. That's like obviously gonna be a bit deaf.
Well, the thing is, they're talking about an Aussie slang for something, which makes me assume that they could be Aussie, but by an Aussie person going to New Zealand doesn't seem like that big of a deal. That might just be interpreted, but pom is an Australian thing, as they say, so why would an English person know Australian slang if they weren't in Australia?
Yeah, it's hard to know.
Buy him a border collie.
What? As a gag present?
No, it's in they're working with farm animals. Border collies, farm animals.
They might already have one.
Buy one.
How do you think they organise them sheeps?
Buy one.
Buy them teeth and lips from Sainsbury's.
You telling me you don't have a gag present? Get them Shrek 3 on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Unless they really like it, then it'll just be a good gift, so...
Yeah.
Surely you know your brother better than we do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, stop relying on us to figure out your gifts.
I can't think of a funny brother to piss him off.
I don't know a single thing about this guy. Stop it. It's too much pressure for him.
It's really putting a lot of pressure on me tonight.
Stop.
Right. I can't read this one because it's too messed up. So we can end on this one from Lost Head Crab. Been seeing exams recently, and things like regular analog watches are banned now because they cannot be told apart from smartwatches. Do you think there will be a point where exams become obsolete when technology advances to the point when everyone has Google glasses and Elon Musk brain chips? Or do you think they'll find some way of getting around that?
They need some way to organise us.
No,
I suppose
because
they can have the technology.
we're all gonna be plugged into the same thing, and we're just gonna be like a supercomputer.
Well, surely the ideal is school is some kind of like machine you hook yourself into and it like injects information. It's like, here you go.
No,
That's
but
not fair.
What's better? You
mean it's
plug
not fair?
some
Technology's
kid.
not fair.
No, you plug some kid into this thing, and then his like brain power just is a resource to the internet. It's like a giant brain.
Yeah, but then kids aren't getting smart, they're just being told what to think.
No, they're not being told. Their brain power
the government
is just
will
being
control
used.
us.
Yes, we're going to be controlled. And
Excuse me?
Well, yeah, it's going to become obsolete because everything becomes obsolete. But what was it going to be replaced by? I don't know.
Nothing. It's Doomer James is coming out.
No,
That's not doing with thing. Like, I don't know what technology is going to be in the future. If you tell me what technology we're going to have in 20 years, I don't know because technology advances so quickly.
This is actually how nuts it is, though, because like in our school lives, we were told, "Oh, you're not going to have a calculator in your pocket, 24/7."
Mm-hmm. We literally have our bank account in our pocket now.
Yeah. We can
don't we have in our pocket now?
Buy Costa for free if we've bought enough Costa.
I can literally order 10 calculators from my pocket. Yeah. And then do an equation.
I can get a pizza delivered to this house using calculations through my bank account. Like
Surely
now.
they don't even do that anymore because that's how the exams were organised. There was the calculator and the non-calculator.
Yeah.
Do they still do
What's
that?
the point of the calculator and non-calculator?
Because the non-calculator was supposed to be a test of not having a calculator available. That's what it was testing.
School is eventually going to be overthrown.
By what?
No,
by the job assigner.
No.
Yes.
You just go, oh, this guy'd be a really great one at this.
No, so it's not even going to be like that. It's just going to be like baby's born, right? Do the brain chip surgery. Gets a brain chip, plug him in. There we go. Now he's contributing to the...
You make his Meta account. Give him a funny username that's like...
Yeah. So in his head, he's like playing Fortnite. But in real life, he's making shoes for Elon Musk.
Yeah. Yeah, you can take out a loan for your first battle pass when you're 3 years old. Get you in early.
Yeah.
Teach you the systems.
No, but shit is going to get so nuts in the next like 10-30 years.
You won't make it past 5?
James has this 5 theory.
He's been listening to so much David Bowie. Well, not enough.
Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah.
Do you not wish you could do that, though? Like, I have such a bad attention span. I keep doing it when I keep finding these books that I'm like so intrigued by. But I just can't focus. I read like 3 pages, then... I'm like going through more pages.
Yeah, you realise that you're not even reading
exactly.
it.
I've gone like 10 pages.
Your brain is like looking at the words and reading it, but you're not consuming. Like your mind has escaped to something else.
Yeah, I'm just like thinking, oh, did I put the dishwasher on? Hang on a minute. Oh, what was that other thing I was thinking about? Oh yeah. Yeah. There's that other thing over there. Oh, hang on. Wait, what's that?
Wouldn't it be epic if I did like this build in Elden Ring? Like, your brain just goes to like places and you're reading shit. Can you imagine being in like 1850 and being given a book?
That's your entertainment.
Yeah, it's like can you imagine reading some of the shit we have access to now? And being like, fuck me.
Well, I'm thinking
these words.
Where did it go wrong? Though is my question, because there was a time in my life where I was like, fuck it, I loved reading.
Yeah, me too.
Obsessed with reading.
Yeah.
What changed? What happened? I need to get the SD card slot installed in my brain so I can just be like, 3 books, please, Mr. Bezos.
Yeah, and then suddenly it's just in your brain.
Oh, yes.
Now I understand this, that, and the other.
I'm going to plug in the Bible, the Quran, and another one.
All the other ones.
Then I'm sorted.
The Scientology book.
Yeah.
I can't remember that guy's name. Something Hubbard? Is that his name?
Joe Rogan?
Jake.
Oh yeah, all the Joe Rogan books.
Yeah.
I can plug them straight in.
Yeah.
And
Well,
that's
if you've got those, you don't need anything else.
Yeah, maybe I'll plug in a few.
Has Ben Shapiro written a book? Stephen Crowder have a book by any chance?
What Jordan Peterson books are out there?
Well, he's got loads.
Yeah. How to be a man.
The 12 rules to clean your penis.
Pull back the foreskin.
That's the one that's coming. That's the
What?
next one.
The penis cleaning one.
Yeah, the 12 rules of how to properly clean your peen. Here's a chapter on dick cheese. I just love that he's called Jordan. That's what gets me the most.
Yeah. He just is James. But another life.
On that note, I think we're done here, boys.
James is getting a wet willy.
When I look at food porn tonight, yeah.